Yeah, hi there. These comments, I'm going to just call you Shadow. That's part of your email that you have at your Hotmail account. So let's take a look at your question. So you say, "Hi, Professor. I'd like to ask you about the time in the TOEFL test and the reading and how to organize my time. For example, how much time for skimming and how much for each question, and thank you for being useful." Okay, let me write this down. I'm going to forget what you're asking me. There's a whole bunch of things I want to talk about right now. So you have how much time for skimming, how much time for each question. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, first of all, I want to read something with you for just a minute. And this is as of November 11th last year, the TOEFL made a change in the reading section. Now, before November 1st, 2011, the reading passage, or the reading section of the test, it used to be separately timed. Okay, let me read what it says. It says, "In response to feedback about the length of the TOEFL IBT reading section, ETS will decrease the maximum number of reading passages from 5 to 4. Beginning November 1st, 2011, you will have either 60 minutes to complete 3 reading passages, and you will have 80 minutes to complete 4 reading passages and questions. In addition, the reading section will no longer be divided into separately timed parts. Instead, all the reading passages and questions will be made available to you in a single block of time. This change," ETS says, "will allow you to pace yourself throughout the entire reading section. It will also allow you to navigate within the entire reading section so you can skip questions, go back to review and change responses, or respond to questions that you may have skipped." Excuse me. It says, "We believe this change allows you to better utilize your own test-taking strategies in the reading section." Now, Shadow, I believe that if you're not careful, this new change can hang you. It can kill you, because you have the whole reading passage. Before, you would have 20 minutes for a reading passage, then a slight break, another 20 minutes for another passage. It's easier to pace yourself with just 20 minutes of a test as opposed to having a whole hour or a whole 80 minutes, right? So keeping that in mind, now I want to go over to the ETS website and take a look at what it says about reading. So as I just said, it says 60 to 80 minutes. And then it says 36 to 56 questions is what you will be answering, right? So let's say you have 36 questions. Let's say that you spend 1 minute on each question. That's going to take you 36 minutes. So that will be, you'll be going too quickly. So I think to help answer part of your question is, if you skim, and if you keep in mind that you have maybe 3 different reading passages, each reading passage is approximately 800 words long. There's 2,400 words there. You're probably looking, I would guess, maybe take anywhere from maybe 1 to 2 minutes to quickly skim the reading passage. And then once you get to the questions, maybe there's, let's say, 10 questions or 12 questions or whatever in one reading passage. I would say take between 1 and 2 minutes answering those questions. So that's probably what I would recommend. Now remember, for you, it's a good idea for you to take some reading practice tests yourself. The TOEFL has some good reading practice tests and some things like that, and that can get you more used to pacing, because you want to be careful. You're not going too quickly or too slowly. Either way, it wreaks havoc on your overall reading score, right? Now let's go back to another question. You didn't really ask me, but what if you asked me this? How do I improve my reading proficiency for the TOEFL? How do I score high on a test that's 60 to 80 minutes long, that has 36 to 56 questions, and a lot of the content is conceptually dense? Conceptually dense means it has very difficult vocabulary and concepts. It's academic, highly academic. Think about that for a minute. Now, there's 4 things. To do well on the TOEFL, you have to do 4 things. Number 1, you have to have a very good vocabulary base. You have to have a good knowledge of both basic and advanced vocabulary. You definitely need that. Number 2, you need to practice reading extensively, about 45 minutes at a time. You need to do this daily for a period of at least 6 months. If you practice reading on a regular basis for about 45 minutes a day, and you read magazines, newspapers, and even books, and you do this over and over and over several months, it will be much easier for you to concentrate during the actual TOEFL IBT reading exam if you do that. Now, third, in addition to having good vocabulary and in addition to practicing extensive reading, you also have to have a very good knowledge of the TOEFL IBT reading test-taking strategies. Now, remember, a lot of students, they think that they don't need to practice reading that much. They don't need to worry about vocabulary. They just need to know how to answer the questions on the test. But that's not really what it's all about, because what do you do when you're done with the TOEFL? You still can't read. You see what I'm saying? So the vocabulary and the extensive reading are both what I call prerequisites to understanding what the TOEFL IBT test-taking strategies are. But that's really the third thing. The fourth thing is to make sure you have a fast reading speed. My own recommendation is that you read approximately 250 to 350 words a minute. That's what I recommend. Now, of course, you can do whatever you want with that. Now, if you're interested, I can help you. I can help improve your vocabulary. I can get you more used to the IBT reading test-taking strategies, and in the reading section of my online course, I have 70 different speed reading practice tests designed to improve your reading speed from 100 to 350 words a minute. Alrighty? Anyway, thank you very much. I probably haven't answered exactly, specifically your question, because I can't tell you exactly how much time that you need to skim. You have to get used to the test. You have to go through the questions, answer the questions, and get used to those kinds of things. So you have to pace yourself. But remember, the faster your reading speed is, the more you will comprehend, because you will have fewer distractions. That's true. Faster readers have fewer distractions than slower readers. And if you have fewer distractions, you can concentrate better, and ultimately you can comprehend more when you're reading academic type materials. Alrighty, anyway, thank you very much. And again, this is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer of the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT.